Wonder, 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 wonder.
And we're back with our business mastermind, and we have a new panelist.
Yes.
Nicole, tell us who we have.
Yeah, so this is Carla. She specializes in permanent makeup and fine line tattoos. I met Carla through social media. I think I posted on a group on Facebook first. No,
No, I think I reached out to
you
you,
reached out
on
to me.
Instagram.
Okay, no, yes, that's what happened. She sent me a DM,
Uh-huh.
and I responded, and I was like, she's new to Houston, not too new. No, wait.
No, I am not new. I'm
No,
from Colorado originally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's not a Houstonian, but
I feel like I'm a
Yes.
Houstonian now.
Yeah,
I've
really?
been here over
Yes,
10 years.
Yeah, okay,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
Houstonian.
okay,
yeah,
sure,
okay.
yeah.
I'm trying. Okay, so no, you sent me a DM. What was the first DM about?
I just was reaching out because I had seen
A
all
coffee
your,
chat.
Yeah, the coffee chat. I think that's what
that's
it initiated it.
was.
Yeah.
Okay, so I posted a reel about a coffee chat we were hosting. She sent me a DM, interested, and I sent her the link. She met at the coffee chat, and I think we had about 15 women come to the coffee chat. And that's when she told me what she does, and I was like, I've been wanting to get a tattoo, and so then I went and got a tattoo from her like 2 weeks after that.
Oh.
During my tattoo session, I'm a big talker, obviously.
Uh-huh.
I like shared my whole life story with her, and we kind of hit it off, and we found out we both have daughters the same age. We have some things in common with our personal lives. So I was like, oh, this is nice. And so I've just kept inviting her to things now.
I love that. She's a connector.
Yeah.
She really
Yeah, Nicole
is.
is connector. So tell us a little bit about what you do, Carla.
So I'm a mother and a wife as well, and I do cosmetic tattooing as well as fine line tattooing. So my mission is to empower individuals, women, by enhancing their natural beauty with natural cosmetic tattooing.
Tell us what that is, though. What is natural cosmetic tattooing?
So there's so many permanent makeup procedures and techniques. I specialize in nano brows, and that's basically been like the most innovative technique for brows. And
So it's
it
adding
is
brows? What is
it
it?
is a tattoo, but it is cosmetic. Yeah, exactly. So I deal with a lot of women who are suffering from hair loss, and so we don't only lose hair on our scalps, but we lose hair on our brows too. So I go in and just enhance it, make it fuller.
Okay.
I give them easy everyday brows. Now offering eyeliner as well.
I noticed
then-
that eyebrows are now like the thing that everybody needs to do. Like they say your face is incomplete if your eyebrows are not done, right?
And
I feel like
it-
that's
It makes a big difference, you
Yeah.
know. It can make you even look younger. Just like enhancing your brows and making them a little fuller and darker can do a whole lot for you. And the women that I see usually are moms as well. They're busy. They're working. So if there's one last thing that they can do in the
Yes.
mornings, you know, trying to get them even and filling them in every morning, that saves them time and money as well. So.
I love to say
Yeah, I love
that
it.
brows are the picture frame for your
Yeah.
face. That's my saying for brows.
Yeah.
No, I feel like if my brows are not done, I'm not complete. Like, and it used to not be that way. Yeah, do you feel the same way?
Absolutely. And who wants to spend 15 minutes on brows alone?
Yeah.
And I know so I don't wear makeup as much anymore. 99.9% of the time I do not wear makeup. But I have my brows done because I need my brows to be filled. And they, you know, I did them today, but I noticed when I was when I would wear makeup, I was spending most of my time filling in my eyebrows because they have to be twins. They can't be cousins. Right. And they can't even be sisters. They got to be twins. So I'm like 15 minutes and the rest of my face was 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I spending all this time doing this? So
And then living in Houston, you know, you sweat and then they
Yes.
start smearing off, or if you go to the gym, you know, they're not sweat proof. So just having your brows done.
It's huge. It really does, and it really
makes a big
enhances your
difference.
face a lot. Like if I'm not, like if when I'm traveling, the first thing that I book are my lamination. Like I call my girl for my lamination, and I'm like, okay, I'm traveling or I'm doing something or I have a big event. she's the first person I'm reaching out to before I do anything else. It's my eyebrow girl, because I need my brows to be ready for all my pictures, all that kind of thing. It's really funny.
Absolutely. Yeah, going back to what you guys were saying earlier about how we're moving into more of a natural look, more of going into more of pureness, and yeah, I think before, you know, we didn't really care about our brows because we all had really thin pencil brows, and like that was just it. So yeah, so what you did, you just overdid it, and now we want the fuller, natural, bushy brows. Like that's what's in right now. So yeah, the lamination just like enhances it, makes them much more fuller using your own brows. I think that's a great treatment
for
as well.
sure. So that kind of goes back to the conversation we were having earlier about going back to like purity, going back to organic. Do you find that the more authentically you show up, the more you're getting more business?
Can you repeat that question?
Yeah. So, for example, Nicole, she shows up with her baby. She has her baby. She's a mom. She's a connector. She's always doing things. She's not hiding who she is, right? So none of us are hiding who we are. Do you find that the more we show up as our authentic self, the more we bring business to us?
Yeah,
The more we attract people to us.
Yeah, I do. And that's probably one thing that I struggle with too, is I see what other people are doing, and then I'm like, okay, that's working for them. And then I'm like, I try to find a good balance between like what's working for the industry and like who am I? So how she was saying, like the trends about the people throwing themselves on the floor to go with and
do
it's
the
like
social,
like if I'm feeling it, if I'm gonna have fun doing it, then I will do it. But if not, then I try to like really honor who I am and be like authentic to my audience, and I hope that they see that through my social media.
I have something to add to that. Okay, so I had someone a few months ago tell me I should start wearing blazers and dressing more professionally.
Interesting.
When I'm doing events or when I'm going to things that I was invited to or anything, and I was like, well, that's not me. That's not my authentic self. I'm not a blazer girl. I did work in corporate for about 5 years, and I had piercings. I had to take them out. I had to wear long sleeves and cover my tattoos. And when I left that corporate industry, I realized I don't want to have to do that anymore. Wherever my next career is, wherever my next job is, I was like, I don't want to have to cover up who I actually am to fit my career. I wanted my career to fit my personal, who I am. And so when someone told me, you should start wearing blazers, and it was not a petty comment at all. They were just like, I think if you do that, people would know that you're the one who's doing it.
Like
and
you're the boss.
Yes, yeah. And I was like, no, that's a great idea, but maybe for someone else, because that's not me. That's not who, and that's not my demographic either. I'm trying to connect with real women. I don't want people to think, oh, she's a put together person, because I'm not. Sometimes I am put together, and sometimes I'm a hot mess mom. So I was like, it's not
And
being
they're gonna
authentic.
be both,
Yes,
right?
exactly. You're gonna see both.
See
One
both.
day you're gonna see the Nicole who's everything's organized, we're on time, and the next day you might see the Nicole who's 30 minutes late with stuff falling out of her bag and her hair's not brushed. So
I think that's a generational thing too, because for me, like I cannot be that. Like I cannot let my that mess self ever show up. I can't, no matter what.
I was
no
raised
matter
like
where I'm
that
going.
too. My mom was like, even if you go to the store, you wear makeup.
Yes.
And I have
I think
driven
it's
from that.
generational too.
I don't do it so much anymore. I mean, today I'm dressed because we're here, right?
Yeah.
And I try to represent my brand whenever I'm doing something that involves Virago. But at my core, I'm a stylish person, yes, but I appreciate my, Birkenstocks and my sweatpants,
Of course,
So I do understand what you mean by trying to find the middle ground, because you don't want to be stuffy. You want to be approachable. Like Nicole is totally approachable no matter what, right? You want to be your authentic self, but then you also want to represent your brand, and it makes sense when they see you, they see your products, and it just aligns.
And there's a credibility thing as well, right?
Sure.
Like if they go to you and they see you and you're a mess, they're like, well, why am I buying from her? Or anything. It could be with anything, right? Like, what are you trying to portray? What are you trying to show? But since you're a connector and you're you're like a social butterfly, I think you get away with it a little bit more.
I definitely get away with
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
I
right.
definitely
It
probably.
works.
I even had someone who's a man. He invited me somewhere to one of his events. And he was like, make sure you don't come in athletic wear. Because I think he's seen me in athletic wear so frequently. And I was like, I do know how to get dressed up when I know that it's it's the setting that I'm at. If I'm going to River Oaks, I know, okay, I have to wear heels and a dress or whatever. But it was funny because I'm like, I think people give me the benefit of the doubt a lot of time because they're like, because I have a newborn baby with me usually. So they're like, who cares? It's okay.
Yeah.
We'll take her.
And there's an openness now too for women to be more themselves, to be more, I guess, if we have that mommy vibe going as well. I want to go back to something as being entrepreneurs and bosses. How are we delegating? Are we good at delegating? Let me ask you, Carla, because you do multiple things, and I think one of the things that as a mom, as a wife, I know that too, delegation is hard for me because I want to do it all. Like, I know how to do it. I don't want anybody to mess it up. I get it right. Is it like that for you too?
I am like that as well.
Yeah.
And being a solo entrepreneur, I struggle with wearing all the hats, from bookkeeping to the marketing to the operations to everything. It's just me. And then going home and also my husband's a truck driver, so he's pretty much gone Monday through Friday. So I'm also like a single mom Monday through Friday. So I'm like responsible to make sure she has her breakfast and gets to practice on time and all the things. So I am trying to find, I just went solo just a few months ago. So before that, I was working with other companies, and it's been quite a journey. And that is definitely on my list to start delegating things.
Okay. What sorts of things are you taking on that you should be delegating? Like what?
I'm thinking bookkeeping for sure. I'm talking to a CPA so that she can help me organize everything, because that is not my specialty. That is not something I'm passionate about. I hate numbers. So that is one thing that I'm currently working on, is that.
Okay.
And then possibly working with a social media manager as well, to see about, because it just takes up so much time.
Yes.
It is now never enough to just do a good service. You need to be able to show it and be consistent and be there every single day. And so I'm like, I need help. And,
and being open to receiving help too,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
Like, that's hard as well. Like getting, that's what I struggled the most when I was in business. Like, I wanted to do it all because I always felt like I knew how I wanted it to be done. But letting go of certain things and just delegating them and just letting somebody else take over, it's just such a relief, because then you can focus on other things. Do you agree, Dove?
I am happy to delegate.
Yeah.
I am happy to delegate.
You're a delegator.
I am a delegator because
Good.
I will show you how it has to get done. I will coach you through it. I will train you. I will check in, and I will let you on your way. I am not a micromanager, but I've been in leadership for over 15 years.
Okay.
So in my 9 to 5, I'm in operations. So I still have my 9 to 5 in which I work remotely. But because of that, I do manage a team, and I'm used to managing people. And if you have the right, the keys to that though, is making sure you have the right people that you can trust. And that takes a lot of training, a lot of get to knowing. And once you have that, then you'll have the freedom to trust, and then you have the freedom to let go and delegate. And again, you can't just let go. You still have to check in, and you have to, do all the things. So I just don't have the bodies to do it. Right.
Okay.
So I wind up doing everything myself, but also because I want to save money. Right. So I've had to become.
That's the other thing too. Yeah.
Right. So I've had to become, before Des was on, I did all of my own social media. Yes. But also my labels. I've done all the artwork for my banner. Everything you see in my business, I've done. I did my own website.
So you do your own graphics.
Yes, I do all my own graphics.
You're a graphic designer.
Yes, but what's funny is that it came
That's
naturally.
amazing.
It came naturally.
Okay,
I can sit and build a website in 30 minutes, and it's just comfortable. I could do it in front of the TV. I had no idea that this was something that came naturally to me. So because of that, I use it for my business. But I don't want to be a graphic designer.
Yeah.
I want somebody else to kind of do that stuff. Here's my vision. This is what I'm looking for. Let's tweak a little bit here and there. Go for it. Now you know. And let's meet every now and then. So I'd love to delegate. I just don't have the bodies to do it right now.
Right. Yeah. So going back to that, how are we getting funding for the things we want to do? Where does that come from? Where does capital come from? You do events, so I know you charge an entry fee, but that still doesn't cover all of the expenses
No.
of the venue,
Yeah.
the marketing for it, getting tables, chairs.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you do that? Where does that come from?
I like to say that my personality and my kindness has got me very far because I tend to get a lot of things donated.
Oh,
My DJs, they work for me for free.
And
Dove
DJs are a huge expense.
Dove and
Yeah.
her husband at our last event, he catered at no cost to me, which was
Wow.
literally amazing because I had a caterer that I was looking forward to paying and then they weren't available. And last minute I was looking for a caterer, and Dove was like, girl, me and
worry
Sean
about
got
it.
it.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
her husband's a personal chef and he's actually going to be catering our award ceremony in December. Some of the venues I work with, they let me host things there for free as well. So swag bag items, the vendors donate it for free. And I tell people, if you donate, I'm really big on trading services. So if you give me something, I'm going to give you something in return.
Yeah.
So it could be maybe not for free as like, I'm not giving you money, but I'm giving you something else.
Yeah.
I'm giving you, Instagram shout out. I'm giving you advertisement. I'm going to refer you. Anytime someone asks
Yes.
me, hey, I need this,
Yeah.
you're the person I'm referring every single time because you did this favor for me.
Yeah, it's a two-way street.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were talking about delegating and we're talking about like funding. We're talking about funding and like how we fund a lot of the stuff because I think that's probably one of the things that's the hardest, right? Because we want to do so many things and then you're still waiting for like money to come in and to do that. So let's go back to that part because I guess we could reinvest it into our business, but there's things like, for example, a social media manager that we need to pay, a bookkeeper, we have to pay, for example, expenses on having a website.
That's right.
Those things, venues, if we're, booking a studio, we have to pay for that. Like everything entails money. So my question to you all is like, how do you tap into resources? What sort of resources do you feel are out there and then maybe we don't know about, or like other ways of creating some sort of revenue for whatever we're doing?
So one of the things I'm looking for right now is a grant writer. So every time I hire someone or I have someone come to the team, the idea is that they will pay for themselves. So we have a sales and brand ambassador named Deja. She's wonderful, love her. When we do vendor markets, she'll come out and I've hired her so that she can help with the load and the traffic when we have very big festivals.
Right.
And so the idea is that she is trained and she knows our brand and is so dedicated to our brand so much that when she sells, she almost pays her own salary. Right. So the idea for a social media manager is that they will bring in so much revenue, they pay for their own salary. Of course, you have to invest initially, but the long objective is to be able to have them pay for themselves. Right. And then you go into the third stage of getting profit from that. So looking for a grant writer is what I'm looking for now so that they can also pay for themselves. But I think one of the pain points also is what we talked about when it comes to capital is that that's slow.
Yeah.
And so I want to grow my business so quickly, but maybe God is telling me to just slow down right now. Yeah. I had one product for 1 year. Just one. Wow. And we were successful off of that one product.
What was it?
It was our face serum. So it's Pure Essence face serum and Pure Essence beard oil. Those two products was all I had for a year. And everybody's like, oh, you're coming out with other things. And I said, nope, I want to wait. I want to wait because I want people to really have buy-in for this. And I know you're going to love it so much that anything I come out with after, you're going to trust, you're going to know the brand. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to scale so fast. Yeah. So I've come out with another product for my birthday on September. And then I'm coming out with another one in November, at the end of November, and I'm going to sit with that for a while. And then I'm going to focus on grant writing and just scale from there because there are other things that I want to do. But in the meantime and in the interim, everything is a well-oiled machine right now with our company. Now I'm looking at ways to lower costs.
Okay.
Maybe I can package things differently so that I can, save money that way, because we are going to have a dry spell, right after the holidays. People may already have all the products that they need, so that's the part where I'm trying to plan
you're thinking
for.
ahead.
Absolutely, you have
And
to.
the grant writing is for small business loans?
Yeah, so it's not a loan, but it's
Grants,
more.
yeah.
It's a grant. It's something you
but
don't
if
necessarily have to pay
you're
back.
not a nonprofit, you're a for-profit, correct?
Correct. You
So
can still apply.
okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
There's tons of them out there.
Okay.
There's some that are for
Okay, good.
women of color, just women-owned businesses, small businesses, and you have different companies like Verizon who give them out, and Comcast, and maybe even smaller organizations. So networking organizations, they just want to donate. And don't get me wrong, it's not long money, and it does take time because there are a lot of applicants that apply for these grants. So they have to choose what fits their mission. So if you happen to fit, then that's great. But if not, you have these other people that you have to throw your hat in the, your ticket in the pot for. So it does take a little bit longer. But starting out with grants is kind of what I want to do, because I don't want to be in debt with my company. We're doing well. I don't want to just jump into debt just yet. I want to try grants first, see what we can do from there, and continue.
Gotcha.
And then if we get a huge PO, we get a big box that says we want your company, your products in our company, that's when we're going for the loan. That's where, like, okay, we have a huge,
I see it. Yeah, gotcha.
$200,000 PO. We need to go get a loan for this.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of
That's
our
awesome.
plan.
I'm glad that you're mentioning that. If there's any grant writers out there that want to tap into this and just check into that, because I just assumed it was only for like nonprofits, but for profits are also getting those things, and so that's good. For sure, that's good to know. It's a great resource to share. I like that.
That could be our next collaboration, grant writing.
Yes, yes, I absolutely am looking for someone, because capital is important. You want to grow your business, you want to scale. So.
Absolutely.
I am a part of it's called Small Business Series by HCC, and it's a 6-7 week program. But through there, I'm learning so much. Like, I didn't know, we got invited to watch this documentary at the community college, and it's called Show Her the Money. And it talks about how women are like 1% funded versus the men. We receive very little to nothing. And it talks about like all the resources that are out there, like you said, mentioned the grants, there's SBA loans, there's all these things, but we just don't know. We weren't really taught about finances, especially, I'm first generation American, Mexican American. And so growing up, like, we just didn't really speak about these things.
No, and our
don't.
parents assume that you get like a 9-to-5 job and you go to an office and you work.
That was my parents.
Entrepreneurship
That was my parents,
is really hard for them to kind of grasp, because like you're not
taboo.
going into an office. I'm like, it's kind of rough for.
I'm going to go into my own office.
Yeah. Like, we work from
In the
our phone.
closet.
Everything is on our phone.
I'm still
It's
doing
hard.
both, but my mom is like glad that I'm doing both, but I'm like, I gotta, like, eventually.
Well, it makes sense, right? To have a
Right.
9 to 5, because it comes with benefits. When you
Right.
don't have that, everything's on your shoulders, right? And when you start having kids or like preparing for retirement, those things are important.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's
I'm
what
by
our parents
myself.
looked for, was that stability,
Stability.
right?
Yeah, I'm by myself. I have to do all that myself. I had to get a financial planner. Actually, I met her through Nicole, the financial planner, and she's helping me set up for my retirement, because
good.
Amazing.
I have no retirement. So she's like, "All right, girl, we're gonna have to do it aggressively." I'm like, "Okay."
Good. I mean, you're reaching out to those pieces that are missing for you and that you can't really do yourself. Somebody can help you. And talking about, we're all business owners, we're all moms, or we have so many things going on in our life. How are we managing our stress levels? How are you all dealing with stress, not just in terms of your physical, exhaustion, but the mental exhaustion that comes with being an entrepreneur? And that's another level of exhaustion that it feels lonely, right? Sometimes you feel like you're alone. Sometimes you feel like you're doing it all by yourself, that nobody gets it. you're out there pushing, hustling, going to networking events, you're so tired, you're coming home, and sometimes you don't feel like you're getting ROI out of it, and so then you feel disappointed.
Yeah.
That it hurts, right? There's there's that heart that's like squeezed because you want to do it so bad and you just feel so strongly about it, but then you're so tired, you're not getting the return that you're putting out, right? So let's go in line and just tell us, like, how are you dealing or how are you managing the stress that comes with it?
So number one, I lean into my faith 100%. And then the second thing that I've been doing, I'm a part of like a hairstylist collaboration, and they do masterminds all the time, like through Zoom. And one of the things they talk about is scheduling your own time, scheduling meditation time, scheduling your prayer time. Put it on your calendar, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Hey, 5 minutes, I'm not available. I'm putting the phone down, or for 30 minutes or an hour. It's not just about getting your manicures or pedicures or your massages or facials. It's literally taking that time, putting it on your schedule to sit with just yourself.
Gotcha.
And just breathing and learning how to breathe and all those things. So I'm learning those things and I put them on my schedule. Other than that, I mean, if I didn't do that, I'd be bald probably. Like seriously.
Yeah,
I wear a
for
lot of
sure.
hats. Yeah.
Good. Those are good strategies, meditation.
One way I manage stress is by going to the gym. That is like my me time. In the mornings, I schedule out at least 1 hour and I go to a spin class, I go to a yoga class, I weight lift, and I'm like, that is my time. After that, I will shower, head to the studio, and then get to work.
You're my hero.
Right.
Yeah. So you put time
That
aside
is,
for that.
I make my work schedule around that.
Yeah.
I pick out the classes that I love, and then I'm like, and then I will see my clients after. So that is a non-negotiable. Another non-negotiable, which I got from a book, and it was taking yourself out on an artist date. I don't know if you've heard that.
Oh, no. Tell me about it.
But the artist date is essentially like once a week, you take yourself out on a date, your inner child out on a date. So something that truly makes you happy. It doesn't have to be expensive. And for me, it's taking myself out on a coffee date. I like to try different little coffee shops, and I go by myself. I pick out my drink, and then I just sit there.
Yeah.
And just
With yourself,
spend time with myself. And I think that's super important.
And let me ask you this, because this is me. Like, if I do that, I'm going to be working. Are you not working at all?
No, sometimes I am.
Okay,
Sometimes I'm
okay.
making content because if I enjoy it, right? Sometimes I geek out on social media and then I'll be like, just in my own vibe. Other times I'm just like catching up with my friends group, sending all the voice memos. I'm just like doing what I want to do at that moment.
Your time.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I love
What-
that. Oh my
I know.
gosh,
I love that too.
I'm still struggling. I'm struggling
With stress
with
and managing your stress.
Correct. Well, so I have my 9 to 5, and I just got a promotion. So with my promotion, thank you, comes more work, and so that's fine. It's manageable. But my husband has a catering business, and so I help him with his catering business, and he caters 5 days a week, sometimes 6, and we are out there, sometimes to the late at night.
Yes.
He's very busy. So when it comes, and I do the operations for his business, and sometimes I'll help cook and prep and things like that. So then I also make certain things for that business. And then I have my own business.
Your own, yeah.
My own business is the good stress. Like, I love getting to my own business and doing all the things. And with him, we're in partnership. So I enjoy helping him because it relieves his stress.
Yeah.
And then I have my job, which of course, I'm dedicated to because I have a team that I manage and I don't want to let them down, right?
Right.
So I'm constantly wondering, like, what's the best way? And when I have a moment, the only thing I want to do is sleep, So
I love
I'm
taking
having,
naps.
right.
Yeah,
and then
because your body's telling you that it's tired,
Right.
that it's exhausted. It's giving you that signal.
And one thing also is when you were saying you feel like you're doing it by yourself, when I do my vendor markets, it's very detailed. It takes me about 90 minutes to get set up and break down.
Wow.
Because they're I build a background. And so I'm doing it on the spot. And I usually have to do it by myself because Sean is catering. So I am lugging all this stuff in by myself.
everything.
Sometimes people will help,
And so I was at a market recently, and the organizer, I was the last one packing up everything. And she's like, oh, why are you here by yourself? You know, everybody had someone with them. And I was like, I'm just so used to doing it by myself. And she said, oh, but don't you have any friends? And I looked at her and I was like, my heart broke a little bit because I don't have a lot of friends because I'm so busy.
Yeah.
I'm too busy to cultivate those friendships.
Yeah.
And so Nicole, she's always inviting me out and I can't always make it. And so I told her, I said, please continue to invite me out. I promise I'm going to make it one day. And she's like, we're friends. We're low maintenance friends. And I was like, yes, we are. But that is one of my pain points on a personal level, is as an entrepreneur being so busy and then not being able to sometimes cultivate friendships. And so, and especially being from, you know, I'm not from here. So, and I moved here by myself. I have my person and I have his family.
Okay.
But my own friends,
Gotcha.
it's been very busy, you know, busy for me.
Right.
But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to like manage
it's a
the
lot.
stress.
No, you have a lot of balls in the air, basically.
Yes.
You're handling a lot of different things.
Yes.
Not only like a full-time job, but you know, catering and then your business. So
And my household.
Yeah.
You got to quarterback
and a
your household.
household.
Yes, and we have a 4-bedroom house. Like, it's a lot of house to clean.
Yeah.
And I go back
And a
to
dog.
the articles that are always saying how women are just constantly just doing everything. Because not only do we do our own businesses, we help our husband's businesses.
right.
I work with my husband myself too. So I'm always doing this stuff for him.
That's right.
Our kids, you know, getting all of that stuff on top of everything else that we're doing. Because I have my own thing that I do too, you know. So at what point do we just decide that we're just not going to do it all and we're just going to focus on one thing? Is that going to happen? Will we ever get to that place?
I don't think our personalities are built that way.
Yeah.
I've been trying to delegate things, right? So I had a really hard time letting go of and allowing someone else to clean my home.
That would have been the first for me.
Oh, I have a housekeeper.
Yeah,
Comes every
it
Sunday.
was very hard for me.
So important.
Because my mom is like, no, you get up on Sundays, put the music on.
I still
and
do
you-
that.
I
But
don't
she
have
comes
the
and does all the
time.
stuff I don't want to do. Like she'll fix my closet, she'll fix like my cabinets and stuff I don't want to do.
That is
But I
a
do all the
worthy
surface
investment.
stuff.
I'm telling you, that's a worthy investment.
Yes, I've had to. So I have her come in every other week, and she does laundry because laundry piles up.
Yep.
You know, so she's doing all the things now. And at first, I was just like, "Oh my God, why can't I do it?" You know, because you tend to think you have to do those things, and that's how I was raised.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I had to kind of relinquish that and let that go, and that was
Think
hard.
of it this way: you are giving someone employment. You know,
I like
so
to
you're
see it
giving
that
back
way.
to someone and
Yeah,
allowing
She's
reframe
very
it.
sweet.
and then putting that
reframe it.
energy into something else so that you can give back in a different way. So it's all full circle.
I get that because I was raised in terms of like your productivity is your value.
Yes,
100%.
as a woman, yes.
And if you're not
100%.
being productive or you're not doing something, you're not being a valuable person. You're not doing, it's not your worth. Like your worth is your productivity. So you're constantly, like my mom would never let us have naps. There was always something you could be doing. So I had to recondition myself in like, I'm just going to take a nap because I need a nap and I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. But at the same time, I'm laying
In
there
the
and I'm
back of your
thinking,
head.
Yeah, I could be doing this. I could be doing that. And I'm like listening to her in my head, like, oh, there's so many things you could be doing right now. You know, she would never let us just lay around. Yeah, did you have that same same
I
thing,
do.
Carla?
And then I was going to ask you, do you feel like you are the same way with your children?
Yeah. I'm kind of raising them that way too. And I need to really like step back.
I know,
And
I
not
have
be
to check
so
myself
hard
too.
on them as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Because I
I'm
want
like-
them to enjoy themselves a little bit more. But I'll see, like right now, before I was leaving, I was telling my kid, he's 21, I said, you could have been at the gym. Instead of laying there playing on your phone, you could have been at the gym. And that was me going back to my mom telling me, like, you could have been doing this, you could have been doing that, instead of you're there wasting time. So, but as time goes by, productivity becomes me. And that I need to separate, right? We need to learn to separate them because we're not, like, there's so much more to us.
Well, look, thinking about how when you go to the gym, rest and recovery is productive. You have to be able to rest your muscles.
Have a rest day.
A rest day before you get back. You get more from it.
Yeah. Even though my brain is like, you need to go work out. But it's like, no, it's okay to just stay home today. And
that's the first thing I'm doing is like, I just want to go to sleep, like, just to rest, so but I can't always do that, right? So I'm learning from you right now, because I love that coffee date and the gym. And
it's something that I started implementing this year.
Good
I was
for you.
like, these are non-negotiables.
Yeah.
I can't fill someone else's cup from an empty cup.
And in our industry too, our energy gets projected onto our clients. So if your energy is not centered, or if you're not at peace, then that'll carry on to your client and they'll feel it. So.
Yeah.
You know what? That is so true, because I honestly did not go back to this hairdresser because her energy is always so low, and it's always a complaining. And I was telling my husband this morning, because he's like, man, you were at the salon. You didn't go to the same girl. I said, no, it's a different girl. I said, because I just can't be sitting there listening to her whining all the time. I can't. I'd rather pay a little bit more, because I've been going to her for a long, but I don't have to listen to her whining and like complaining about everything and how she hates this, she hates that. I don't want to be listening to that. I just don't. So I'd rather go somewhere else and try it out, as opposed, because the energy, her energy was transferring to me. And instead of leaving happy that my hair was done, I felt good, I was leaving like,
gloomy.
ugh. I was feeling gross. I was like, ugh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go back.
Yeah, because they
Like,
suck your energy. Yeah, that's not
as good as she is, as amazing as she is with my hair, I just cannot be taking her energy with me.
It's all
I
about
just
the
don't want to.
experience. Yeah.
So you're right. You're completely correct. You transfer that energy.
And as a service provider, I'm a great listener. I'm usually more of the listener than the talker. And so I get everything, right? Like people vent to me, and that's fine. I like being that person for people. But also I need to be able to release all of that, and not just
And take it on. Before we go, I just want to just real quick, what can we do? What can my listeners do for you? We talked about visiting you. Is there any other projects that you want to share? Do you want them to follow you on your socials? Do you have an event coming up, a special that you're doing? Just please let everybody know.
Well, what's really important for me, and what I'm focused on right now, is just promoting all the girls that are housed in my salon.
Okay.
I have 17 beauty professionals that do hair, facials, lashes. I have a nurse practitioner that does Botox and filler, body contouring. I just got a new tenant who's going to be offering sauna treatments and infrared treatments. Just coming to our site or our Instagram page and just seeing who's housed there, so that they can find the right person to help them with their beauty needs. So that's all I'm
And
looking
that's
forward
going to
to
be
do.
attached on the description for the episode
thank
too.
you. Thank you.
Definitely. Carla?
With me, you can find me on social media under kayso.inc, KAYSO.inc. And if you're looking to enhance your beauty and you're wanting a fine line tattoo, tiny tattoos, I am your girl. And I'd love to connect with other creatives in the Houston area and be able to support them as well throughout this journey.
Fantastic.
So people can be able to purchase Virago Lux Skincare on our website.
Spell that out for us.
Yes, Virago. And Virago means a very strong woman.
Oh, very
warrior
strong
woman.
women. Is that in a different language or?
No?
Oh,
And so it was originally more of a negative connotation to it.
Oh.
But now it is more so like we would say bitch, right? Like,
Yeah.
before it was like, don't ever call me a bitch. Now it's like, you are a bad bitch. Kind of the same concept. But Virago.
I've never heard
Virago.
that before.
I never heard that before.
Yes.
That's,
Okay. So viragolux.com. Our socials are on Instagram. We're on Threads and all the things. Virago Lux Skin. And just try our products. We know that you're going to see the difference in your skin. You're going to feel the difference in your skin. We also like to collaborate with other businesses that are like-minded. We love doing vendor markets and bringing our products to the forefront to people. I also love to do podcasts like this to be able to do brand awareness.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm also working with a girls group home, and I'll be speaking to them as well, because I used to be a foster kid. So I'm doing a lot more speaking engagements, because it's the unique part about small business is that you have the opportunity for people to buy into you. No one knows the owner of Clinique.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know the owner of Virago.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so when you get to know me, you dedicate that time. You say, you know what? I'm going to support Dove. I like
Yeah.
her mission. I like the way she works. So
Perfect.
I'm trying to get a little bit more in the camera on that aspect to push the brand some more. So I'm looking for those opportunities. But of course, please try our products. Tell a friend. We know you'll be back.
Yay,
And
yeah.
please order online.
Yeah. Do you have a pop-up coming up or anything like that for the holidays so we can go and just test it out?
Yeah,
or-
I do on December 1st.
Okay.
I'm going to be partnering with some makeup artists because, makeup is beautiful, but, when you got to have a clean canvas,
Yeah.
right? You have to have healthy skin. So I'd like to partner with folks like that.
Awesome.
And so they're doing a makeup class, and on December 1st, it's in the link in our bio, and you can get all the details. It's from 12 to 6. And learn how to do your makeup professionally, and then get your great skin, glowing.
I love
right
that.
underneath.
Yeah, because not all the best makeup in the world can undo a bad skin, right?
And then you
No,
also
right.
kind of want to get up, especially as moms and busy women. You want to just get up and go sometimes and still have that glow.
Yes.
And that's what our products bring to you. And it's
Yes.
well for the men or for whoever has beards. And a lot of people say, well, what is this for? Who is this for? I say it's for any woman with skin. And so those who are, growing their hair and growing their beard, is going to help you be healthy. And that skin underneath is going to be taken care of. Healthy skin, healthy follicle, healthy skin, healthy hair, healthy beard.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. I love that. Thank you so much for being on the
you.
podcast today, ladies.
you for having us.
It's been amazing, and I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot of new words too. And just to close it out, please follow the ladies. All of the descriptions, all of their tags will be on the podcast. And check them out and go see them. And I'll probably stop in for a blowout because I have blowouts every
please
week.
come
I can't
in.
do anything with my own hair. I just
Come.
can't. It's
I
too
will
much
take care of
hair.
you.
People
I've
ask
been
me if
known
I
to
have
give the
the
best scalp
extensions.
massages.
That's so much hair. You do what?
I've been known to do the best scalp massages.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, definitely. I actually do a service as a scalp massage service. It's
It's
pretty.
just the massage.
It's just a massage. Yeah.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it sounds really
I'll
nice.
analyze your scalp and all that good stuff, and
Very nice.
it's very luxurious.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate y'all.
Thank
And
you.
follow them and go see what they're doing. Thank you.
you.